And with my own mind or thinking, I went there. I see their reaction the last time I was there. It's a no. It shows they are no more in this case. And what I don't understand is, yes, I was there.
Okay.
See, I've been going there previously, and each time I go, immediately I introduce myself, they give me this warm reception, like, okay, come in, this is why they'll talk to me the first 2 times. Yeah, even the day I went there to submit a letter that they want them to still look into this issue, that what is happening. They still gave me a welcome, they welcomed me, they pay me well, like I was okay. But the last time I just branched there to greet them and to tell them we are still here. Autopsy is already out. Everybody pack face up. So the body language in all of them as the staff. In fact, they didn't let me meet this guy for once. You know why? Because the guy don't make anybody come about mobile come follow him to do one-on-one. That's what I noticed. You get. And the bodyguard him into his vehicle and he left. Charlie, there is something wrong. There is something they are not telling us. You still need to help us ask Gurex what happened with him and them and Brekete when they were in Abuja. Because I don't think they left in normal relationship or normal condition with that man, because I don't know why we will go mute. Now, a friend of mine told me that she watched him on his TV a week to the inquest, the following week of the inquest, like a week to the inquest, that he said next week he will be busy on Mohbad's case, so he will not be handling most of his regular cases. And I was very happy. Only to find out that on that inquest they said, come on live. Until today, he never resumed live. I've been not resumed because I lost interest in listening to his show since he's not talking about Mohbad anymore.
See, on that matter, it's good that the public did not, we weren't sleeping. It's good. Because if we would have gone to sleep, then we will be talking on something else today. So let us give kudos to ourselves. It's good that he promised to do XYZ. And if somebody say, do you want to crucify the person?
You say, no, what we are saying is this, right? Like, because how I analyze his presence, I see that his presence was part of the government game to cause a delay to the process, okay, which was not supposed to be. All of these guys, you see them in high offices, in place building, you don't know how they are making their money. Just like all these big churches, you see them making billions, buying jets left and right. You will take the amount of God. Exactly. But you will not know. People will be saying, oh, they are nice. The man of God is nice. Oh, that man, he gave my son 5,000 naira.
The Bible says, woe unto man that put his trust into any man now.
Yeah.
Never read that one.
That pastor gave my son 10,000 naira. The pastor is nice. That pastor is the one who built well for our village.
Papariano, please, let me do something. Please, who is this MY, my mommy? Huh? I don't
MY, you got the last warning. You got the last warning, MY. Let's continue. It's okay.
No,
let's move on.
Papa, don't tell me, okay, please. No.
I said she got her last warning. I mean, that's enough. I mean, I've given her last warning.
She said, chairman, I was saying.
I feel it now. She got her last warning. What the last warning?
Stop.
The funny last warning. Let's continue.
No.
She will not refer to you again now. She will not refer to you. Just forget. Let that slide.
I have never insulted any person.
She was up here now. She was the lady. She was the one you call mommy since that I said stop calling.
So let me talk to her, please. See if she's listening. You will never see me insult anybody. Never. I am too old to do that.
She's being intimidated with whatever you are doing. Your presence intimidates her.
MY, I want to give you this last warning for your own good. For your own good. No, Shabadeo, if you cross my path, you will regret it. Let's be civil. I love engage. I love civil engagement. I love it. Let's engage ourselves, but please don't ever in your life insult me. My daughter is not your age mate. Okay? Thank you.
I want to ask you a question, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
All right. So as regards customary, the marriage that, let's say the union that took place between Mohbad and Wunmi,
Yeah.
is it customary marriage?
Yes, according to the custom, they are married according to. There are two types of marriage in Nigeria. You can marry under the custom, or you marry under the act. If you marry under the custom, you are subjected to customary laws. And if you marry under the act, you are subject to the statutory laws. So, in as much as there has been exchange of dowries and all of those goods between the two parties, that is a customary marriage, and it is bounded, legally bounded under the customary laws. So, whatever the customs and traditions of the husband's house dictates, that is what will be binding on the couple and the wife customarily.
Okay. So the is certificate. Okay. Which of the marriages issue certificates?
Now, if you marry under the act, okay, if you marry under the act, then you go to court to go and raise your hand, or to the marriage registry, you go and raise your hand and do I solemnly da 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 da. Okay. Now they issue you the marriage certificate. Now there are some religious organizations as well that has been licensed by the Ministry of Interiors. Licensed organizations like Ansaruddin, Redeem, Winners Chapel, Nawaruddin, those organizations have been licensed. That's why when you get married in those organizations, in those churches, they will give you the same certificate that the Ministry of Interiors will give you. It's the same thing. Okay, so the churches, those churches I've mentioned, have that same booklet. They have it in their custody. So they will fill it.
They have the license to conduct such marriage. Go on.
Yes, so they have that same booklet in their church. So in that church, that's what the same thing you will sign. But they will not give it to you immediately because they need to return that thing to the registry to stamp. And the registrar of marriages will sign. Then they can then give you the paper later on.
Okay, so it means, all right, sir. So it means in Nigeria, so
yes,
the type of marriage in which certificate is issued is court and church and mosque marriage.
That is on that if you marry under the act.
Under the act.
If you marry under the act, you will be given that certificate. It's in 3 copies, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so take one, you will take one, then one will be in the registry.
All right, so customary marriage do not issue certificate, right?
Customary marriage is between the parents.
Okay.
Once you exchange that gift, is between the parents. Okay. Now, if you now want, let me say this. This is where the controversy is now. Under the customs, you are married. Okay. The law recognizes that. All right. But because you want to jackpot, or you want to move, you want to do something, and you want to go with a partner, so they will ask you, who is this partner to you? Oh, she's my wife. Or wherever you want to know, okay, where's the evidence that she's your wife? Are you getting me?
Yes,
where's the evidence that she's your wife? There's now people now realize, okay, I will now need to get a certificate to prove that you are my wife. That is when you will now go to a registry to go and register that. So 2 of you will now go, okay, and go and raise your hand. 2 minutes, you are done. They will give you the same certificate. But if you don't need the certificate to do anything, to travel or to request for anything, you don't need it. You are married under the act.
You are
married under the custom.
Under the custom, yeah.
Under the custom.
Yes,
and under the custom, if the guy wants to marry the second wife, the custom allows it.
There is
under the custom.
Yes.
That's why people that marry under the custom, they are the people that want to have future wives, like me now.
There is an issue. There is an issue.
Number 4. Currently, I'm on number 2. So I'm under custom. It's just because I want to do number 4.
But you're currently on number 2.
Yes. Okay. But if you do under the act.
No, I mean, you say you're currently on 2 wives.
Is it your problem?
Okay.
So But if you do act,
I wanted to
act
add
only
one. Add
recognizes
one to make
one.
it. I have
Act
to be
only.
me. I have to be me and my mommy and Adejoke. I wanted to add one.
For yourself, Abi for
Oh, you
you.
know, I mean, so that you can be balanced.
No, I
Clean it.
dey look by myself. I dey take my eye see by myself.
No, to be me is here and Adejoke is here. I mean, why not?
No, and the person must be like 50 and above. I don't dey do small.
Adejoke is old enough, and to be me too.
So once you do under the act is only one. So some ladies, even if they did customary marriage, but because they
I want us to focus on the custom. That's why I don't want. We understand the statutory marriage. Let's
Yes,
focus on the
because-
custom.
let's go on.
Thank you.
Yes.
So all right. So it's like Paparino want to say something.
Yes, on that customary marriage, okay, I think there are a lot of commas there. If you look at, let's say you are married customary, okay, how do you divorce a customary marriage? Let's start from there.
Okay, if you want to divorce a customary marriage, it's very simple. The custom says that once you return the what do you call this thing? You
The
return
dowry.
the dowry, and the family accepts that dowry from you, then that marriage is dissolved.
Yes, that
It's
is
by
correct.
returning the dowry. That's how it's in act. Yeah, there's no dowry in act. None of
Sure,
them.
I mean, the registry. Just go to the registry.
Just go to the registry and just raise your hand. There's no dowry that is married
Yes,
and dowry. And if you want to dissolve that, you go to High Court to dissolve that.
Exactly.
And there are grounds why you should dissolve that, like 7 of them, why you can dissolve of that.
Okay, what are the grounds?
Yes, the way that is correct. On the issue of Mohbad, that is Wunmi and Mohbad case, there's a lot of discrepant. There's a lot of, intricacies, complexities, things that are not clear. Customary marriage, we have introduction. You know each other. You set a date apart for the engagement. Okay, that is how it's usually done. In this case, there are a lot of things that are manipulative in nature and that can be
Papariano,
ended.
under the custom, you don't necessarily have to set a day. You can do everything one day. You don't necessarily have to be days. You do this one, you do that. No, everything can be done in one day. It doesn't matter.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That you after introduction, you set there's introduction. That's consent. Okay, in introduction, there's a consent. If you don't have introduction, how can you can't just meet somebody? You can't just go to marriage. You can't just jump introduction. It doesn't work like that.
Even if you are doing it in a day, you do the introduction first. Then
That's
you
why
go-
consent.
you go into
Consent is
engagement.
a very important.
Yeah.
Consent is a very important thing in having a customary marriage.
You know, for people who want to cut costs, they do everything one day. Just everybody, they'll do it, start from 8 a.m.
No, that one is territory marriage. Territory marriage can be done even within. In a
Even
day you have
customary can be done in a day too.
in a day.
Yeah.
I've not seen that family. Can you name me one family,
No,
please?
plenty self. They'll do it same day. Introduction in the morning, engagement in the afternoon, following back to back.
Okay, there have to be a motive. Okay, is a motive behind that?
No,
I'm looking
it
at.
depends. Maybe you people you are far apart, your distance. Maybe I have some couples in the UK.
Okay, yeah, there are reasons. There are those.
So they just went home and they
There
did
are those
everything
reasons.
same day. Introduction and engagement same day. A lot of people do. The ladies here can confirm. Ladies, you can confirm to that.
Okay,
They do everything one day.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
It's either they want to cut
it's
costs, or
logical,
there's
yes.
distance, or there's
It's
travel arrangements. So they will just do everything one day.
That is
But then,
all Wunmi
just
fans.
as
All
prepare- it
the
is known to both
anti-justice did the
parties.
same. Can you see them? All the anti-justice they did the same. Their introduction, their marriage was the same like Wunmi. They are just like they like her, satanic in nature. Now,
No.
the thing is-
Papariano, don't go.
No,
Don't do
I
that.
agree with that. Let's move on. I just know that they just want to be on the other side of things. They like whenever something, is going to justify their evil, then they just want to be there. I understand. That's
Okay,
what
they will
I'm
latch
agreeing.
on that. Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they are verging on that just to make it to give it more voice, to make it more real. Okay,
Exactly,
you know where I'm
exactly.
going. Yeah.
Exactly.
So now, what we are saying here
Papariano, you
is
have not
that-
done wedding. You have not done your wedding.
no, it's okay. Let's just don't discuss personality. People are finding information. I'm very careful with things like
Do
this.
customary so that you can be.
Don't worry. it's okay. It doesn't matter. You don't know whether I've done or not. Let's just continue on the topic. So now, the stuff here is this, the manipulation is what we are trying to bring out here. The manipulation in women's marriage, where Baba was not informed that there's going to be a marriage. And so it was a marriage under duress. It was a kind of duress, how I see it, because it didn't plan to marry. The marriage was conditional. And in fact, he didn't even provide the money, the whatever. We don't even have evidence that dowry was paid. Okay, like we don't have evidence. I mean, anybody who says that he paid money, you have to bring the evidence. I mean, I would like to see where this dowry was paid. I don't know about this. I mean, marriages that I know, you can't just conduct marriage just like that. There have to be some witnesses. That's why in statutory marriage they will tell you that, like a minimum of 8 people, and you have to, there are some time they will give you times that you can conduct marriage, time you cannot conduct marriage, and in an open space. I don't know whether you know about these conditions.
Even the customary marriage itself has its own laws.
That's what I'm saying.
Do you understand? How many
Exactly.
people where it
So
should
all
be
of
done?
those things, exactly, all of those things were not observed.
So that
I'm
could be
trying
a
to
ground.
pinpoint them. Yeah, I'm trying to look at the manipulation and then challenge the validity of that marriage, because challenging the validity of that marriage is going to mean a lot. Okay, because now people are not understanding. They are trying to play game. Woman is not married under the statutory marriage. They are trying to give the benefit of the statutory marriage to the customary marriage, just because they are all, I mean, considered
No,
as
they are
legal
two
marriage.
different. They are not. They are two different things. Women did not marry under the act.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. She didn't marry under the act. That's why you see that section. Look at it. Though. Let me quote. Section 167 of the Marriage Act says, any child that is born into a valid marriage is considered a legitimate child of that couple. Okay, so now that is I'm just quoting a Marriage Act, that is statutory law. A Marriage Act 167. Any child born into a valid marriage, if you marry a pregnant woman, the woman is pregnant when you marry her and she gave birth, the law says that child belongs to you, unless you provide a valid reason to refute that.
Papariano, is this where, because I'm not sure.
Because if women is married under the customary
Why do I make this?
and they are applying, Marriage Act laws to defend her, I think that's like a foul. So we have to be
have
careful.
said it.
Are
Now.
we-
You can't bring
Papariano,
under
I
the
don't
act.
think-
You can't bring the act laws into customary laws.
Papariano was
To
DNA.
validate customary. No, there are two different laws. The two of them has their laws.
Papariano, let me ask you,
If the
was
custom of the Mohbad says, okay, if your husband die, you need, if the custom of the customs of the family says this is the next thing for you to do.
Okay,
and you are married under that
let's
custom,
look at it in Yoruba culture.
Yeah.
When you marry a pregnant woman,
yes.
who owns the child in Yoruba culture? This for all of you.
Hold on. If you are aware, the most important one, the key word here is consent. Okay? If you are aware, you know, and you still decide to go ahead with that marriage, okay, and all of those things were done, if you did not expressly state it that, okay, I'm not the owner of this child, of this pregnancy, but I want to marry you, maybe condition or whatever it is, and you have accepted, then you will be deemed fit to be the father of that baby under the custom. Except you disclose. Some people will do that. Okay, fine, I'll marry you. I won't sleep with you. You have that baby. Do you understand? So that it doesn't mix up.
Just a quick warning. My mommy exploded. If you mention chairman again, you'll be blocked forever. Okay, you've got your last warning. Take that name off your mouth. Continue.
Do you understand? So once you do that, the most important thing is for you to consent to it. And to consent to it, and the families are aware under the custom, and your father and everybody, they agree to it, then it becomes your son. But if they don't, that is where the issue is.
Okay, so, but Mr. Chairman, was the DNA or paternity test, was it considered, or the potential for paternity fraud, was it considered when these laws were made? And also, if it was considered, what instrument gives a window to dispossess such child born around the controversy of paternity fraud from owning the properties or inheriting the estates of the man?
You know, and that's why I love England. England does not have law. Whatever happens, they make a policy and they stick with that policy. So every day things happen in the country and they just make policies. There's no written constitution in England. And that's what I love about them. They can wake up in the morning and tell you this, and in the night they tell you another thing. You have to abide. Now, this issue is bringing up another conversation in the bar about paternity, DNA, all of these processes, okay? I'm actually learning from this matter that, in fact, I told a few of my friends in the National Assembly, say, guys, I hope I no go make law say any child with them born before then discharge them from hospital, make them conduct DNA immediately and put them in a birth certificate. We're just having that conversation, just gisting about that, You know, our guy represent a friend of mine in Oshun, representing Oshun, say, Dr. Madawa Leo, what is this that you want to cause? I say, this is reality. This is what is going on now. So I think we need to legislate on this, So this has brought up some conversation in the annals and corridors of national assemblies. Okay, right now I do not have any information around DNA and confirming the paternity and stuff, except the laws recognize if you want to do a DNA and two of you consent to it, you can go and have a DNA test done. All right, but as a matter of legality, I'm yet to be educated on that, and I'm going to work on that.
Chairman, please let me quickly ask you, sir, please, before you land. So now, do you consider women marriage with Mohbad valid?
Customarily.
It's valid.
Customarily.
Even when the father has the intention of going to do introduction, and he got there, they handed over Agbada to him to wear that they are doing traditional marriage.
Okay, there are two things here. I am in Academy. There are two things. Are we looking at the validity, or we are looking at the process leading to the validity? These are two issues.
The process that leads to the validity.
Then you can then contest the process. You can contest the process. Because for you to have a customary marriage, there are procedures. I must be aware of what I'm coming to do. You also must be aware of what you are inviting me to come and do. So if the procedure has a breach, you can contest the procedure.
Is there a time frame for the contest? Because Mohbad is passed now, and the wedding took place, customary wedding took place months, even less, or probably maybe a year ago. Is timing going to be like a factor that nullifies the contest, your ability to contest such marriage? Because they will say, oh, why is it that you wait all this while before you contest the marriage? Why didn't you do it before? Why are you doing it now?
For me as a person, I've not seen any specific time frame. But so we can try and say, okay, I want to approach the court to contest the process. And let's hear the court out. So any outcome of the law becomes an obiter dictum.
Exactly.
It becomes an obiter dictum.
And again, to further support that, like whenever a crime is detected, it is not too late. To take action.
It becomes an obiter dictum and it becomes a law. So if Baba Mohbad feel, this process was not right. Oh, come on. You invited me to do A and I'm doing ABC without my consent, or what? Do you understand? If the process is under duress or colorful, of course, why not? You can go to the court and look at that.
Let's all remember that there was a narration that came from Mohbad friends that even at the wedding, Mohbad was crying. So that we can classify that under duress. The boy was under duress when they made him marry that girl. The father was going for an introduction. As said, he got to the venue, he was handed over Agbada, and DJ was everywhere. They did it largely without him and his son's consent. Now, it can be considered under duress. Now, there is no certificate handed over to the wife that made that marriage valid. If that man could tell her, that is the son, tells that lady that this marriage, I don't want my son, I don't want you, my son, I don't want you to marry this woman. He can denounce that traditional marriage and, as in take back his money and or you leave the money for her and marry somebody else. Okay,
Yeah,
they can break the traditional, because it's a traditional marriage. It's not
And the
customary.
next day
It's not
after the marriage,
traditional.
the father blocked Mohbad father. The next day after the marriage,
Thank you.
father
And Baba,
those are the
let me
facts
tell you
that you
something.
can
Baba said on Booking JSS platform something
Still
that
we are doing this.
even they carry that Baba, they carry her.
Kí lè máa ń jẹ oúnjẹ ò lè máa ń jẹ ohun yìí tí máa ń le ju ẹni sùúrù ẹni sùúrù.
Hey, yeah, hey,
So
now,
Ayaminka,
farabalẹ̀.
these
I
are
got
the
creepy now.
issues. Ayaminka,
No,
these
Now
are
they talk
the
this
issues
now.
that you can put together and
Take it.
approach the court.
So that máa gbọ́ yín dáadáa.
Okay, these are the issues that you can put together. Okay, we are not the law here. Is the
That's why I'm saying that. Oh, you can't approach a pattern. You can't try condition.
so approach? See, when you go to court, it's either you win or you lose,
Or you learn, or you even learn.
or you even learn. These are the three things that comes out from a court.
And it will help future cases. It will help future.
Exactly. I'm telling you that Mohbad case is going to open up a lot of things in the country. It's going to change a
We
lot
have good
of
legal
parameters.
team. Those things will happen. Those changes. There are so many holes.
So many things will
Those
happen.
case.
So even the judges, the judiciary, they are also learning. Okay? So if you put all of those facts together, you can approach the court, say, my lord, I'm looking at this thing, that something is not right. I'm not okay. Then the law will take its course. They will argue and argue and argue in the wisdom of my lords. They will make a good pronouncement for our society. They will move on from there.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to ask one question. What are the powers of the head of the family in a customary marriage? Does the head of the family has powers? What are his powers? Does he have the powers to dissolve the marriage? Does he have the powers to ask for the confirmation of the paternity of the children within the customary marriage?
Okay, what I can say is 8:17. I'm running out. Papariano, maybe we should get the customary laws on marriage and come and treat that topic one day, and we'll look at the sections one after the other, so for a purpose of general knowledge, so that we can look at what it entails. Okay, for you to get married customarily, there are some provisions. There are provisions for a customary marriage to be deemed valid. There are provisions, okay? So you can take a day. Nothing stops us from learning. We can take a day to come together. You two can also research on it, get the customary law, and let's have a look at that. That's how we learn every day. Nobody is all knowing. I don't know everything all, okay? So we can take a date and we'll look at it. But from customary law, customary marriage, there's no certificate for customary marriage.
Okay, so who is the head of the family?
Of course,
in
the
the customary
father.
marriage?
Is that?
Who is considered the head of the family in the customary setting, marriage setting? Olori Ebi or what do you call it?
Shomodon Mogaji or Daudu.
No, that's the head of the house, right?
That's the head. It may not even be the father of the direct father, the head.
No,
The
now,
olórí
I mean,
ẹbí.
Daudu is firstborn in Yoruba land now.
The olórí ẹbí or
No,
Mogaji.
Daudu is firstborn in Yoruba land.
Sorry, olórí ẹbí, I mean.
Yeah.
Olórí ẹbí. Do you get that? Olórí ẹbí or Mogaji. That is like the head of that kingdom, of that clan, the head. That if, let's say I am the olórí ẹbí, Papa Ariano is my son, and Papa Ariano wants to marry Elizabeth. Okay? Papa Ariano will have to contact me customarily to tell me, Baba, ọmọ yín, bye, Igba, this, that. Okay? If there are rites to be performed in my house, in our IB, before you can do that marriage, we'll do those rites. If there are things that should be done, if there are things that should be done to the baby self after being born, if you go to Ilade, they will drop that baby in the water. If it comes up, good. If it doesn't come up, good as well. That's how they know the Omoko in that line. So the Olori Ebi will be the one to take that decision around that marriage. When to be done, when it to be done. Because the Papa Ariano has to go and seek this concept of Olori Ebi for the date. If the Olori Ebi say, no, I don't have time that day too, let's move it in 2 months' time. So be it. That's it. Customarily.
Okay, so I just before you leave, just two more questions, and that's all. The first one is in this Aloba scenario, who is the Olori Ebi? That is in the absence of as a result of the demise of his son of Wumi.
Baba Aloba has a sister. Baba Aloba is not the Olori Ebi. There was a video by Senator Ish. They went to the family house in Ekiti, and all the Ebis came out. One man introduced himself. I chief something. I think it's the Olori Ebi of the Aloba family. He's in Ekiti. So okay. Aloba is not the Olori Ebi.
Okay, thank you. The second, I'm trying to remember the second question.
Customarily, that Olori Ebi must be aware of that wedding taking place.
Okay, all right. So the second question is, because the marriage is customary, does the Olori Ebi has a right to step in to administer the affairs of the Ilerioluwa Aloba family at the absence of Ilerioluwa due to his demise?
As it is now, customarily, the Olori Ebi plays an important role in this debacle that we find ourselves. Olori Ebi can order the wife and Baba Aloba himself, all of you, report in my house in Ekiti. All of them. Olori Ebi has that power to do that customarily. To ask questions and to resolve issues. That's the power that the Olori Ebi has.
Okay.
Because the boy is no more there. So the father himself, which is Baba, is still subject to Olori Ebi to resolve all of this matter. So they can be questioned, they can be summoned to the house in Ekiti or wherever and ask everybody questions.
Okay. But so far, has this happened? As the Olori Ebi?
I don't know if that has happened. I don't know. I'm not aware.
Okay, for now, that'll be all. I still have more, but your time, that'll be all for now.
Yeah.
Sorry. I am Yinka, ma'am. Can you play the video for us? The audio for us already. I've been waiting for that audio. We should analyze that.
Okay.
I have the stuff, but he's not playing. He's not voicing out. So probably because I used headpiece. I used earpiece yesterday, so I never knew he's not going to bring a voice out. But I have the.
Okay.
So it's just there. It's just there.
Chairman, you got a minute?
Okay, go on. I'm just
all right, thanks. What grounds on? Okay, we've talked about the customary marriage and the powers of the Olori Ebi and the likes. Now, on what grounds would Wumi try to lay claim to Mohbad's estates? Does the customary marriage law, allow the conference of Mohbad's property over to the wife?
Now,
One, two. Or what's going on to second hold on to such property?
if a husband die intestate, okay? If a husband die intestate means you died without leaving a will. Are you with me? You died without leaving a will. So the administration of that estate rests with the families of the deceased, and which the wife is now subject to the dictates of the customary laws of that family. And that is the reason why so many ladies run to do acts, just to protect that loophole in the customary laws. That's why a lot of them, they marry customarily, but they will run to court to go and do the something.
The one with certificate, the one that the registry.
Themselves.
Or wedding, or English wedding.
But as it is, the estate of Mohbad, all right, and the wife as well belongs to the Ebi.
Okay, so the act actually allows them to gain control over his estate, even if he does not leave a will.
Yes, customarily, yes.
No. The act, that's the English law now. The same way you have it in UK there. I mean, the wife, if they marry under the act, like they did wedding without custom, okay, if Mohbad die, the wife is the next in line.
It's the next of kin, yes.
Even if he does not even if he died without a will.
Yes, now even if he dies without a will, the wife is next in will. In customarily, like the way it works in customarily, I mean, there are so many conditions. If you have, depend how many wives you marry, depend how many children you have. I mean, you have bastard children, you have children outside, you have in, and all of this kind of conditions. So it depends. You have to make your condition. You know, let's say, for example, now let's say Mohbad, okay, in his lifetime he has one baby outside that he's not married to the mother of that baby, okay, and then have one wife inside. In a situation like that, they're going to share the property by the women.
No, there are two types. There are two
by
types
the
of
child.
sharing. Hold on.
That's what I'm saying now. The Idigi at Ojori.
Ojori and Idigi, correct.
Idigi, the Idigi is by the wife. If you have 2, 3, 4, 5 wives that you marry legitimately, they will share by those wives. Whether the wife have children or they don't have children, you will share to them. Why the Ojori? Let me say you marry one wife, okay, and that wife have many children. So those children, it doesn't matter whether woman, whether boy, whether young, whether big, all of them will share together. Ojori, equality.
Okay, so now
and again, when the brother died, Adebi Adura and Blessing are old enough. They are the rightful person to come in first. Okay, Adebi, they were old enough, but since they are still young, they will need the head of that family to come and really administer everything, to come and appropriate everything.
And at that point, they can then even shoo Wumi Niopo to Adura.
What does that mean, though?
Because customarily is considered as also, sorry to use this word, ladies, property of the man.
So no.
Property.
No. All depends.
If she still want to remain in that family, one should only Shuloko. But if she doesn't want to
as in to ba feeling na kije pe kò sí òfin kankan tó yẹ kó gbọ́dọ̀ rí bẹ́ẹ̀, as in kò sí. There's no law.
There's no law. We are talking of customs now.
That's what I'm saying. That it's not a general custom. How can she be new law?
Listen, when you say custom differs from home to home, city to city. It's not the same custom in my city.
Which state are you from? That's what I'm asking. Which state are you from? Oyo or Ibadan?
I'm from Ogun State.
Okay, because I'm from Ondo. I mean,
it's different.
But Adura is younger. Is it going to be possible for Adura to get married to his brother's wife that is older than?
If it is in my house, the wife will marry the brother.
Let's
marry the brother. At least my grandfather married.
I don't know that. I don't know
my
that.
My grandfather married his brother's wife. He married the woman, but the woman did not give birth before the man died. So they married her to my grandfather, and he has 7 children from my grandfather.
Okay, so what if it was Adura that killed Mohbad so that he can get married to his wife?
You are going another way, please, I beg. We are talking of the customs.
Anyway, though it's not common though. It's not. I mean, it's not every part of Yoruba land. So let me just.
No, that when we say custom is family from family, clan by clan, kingdoms by kingdoms. We can be in the same state and we have several kingdoms. Does not mean our customs is going to be the same.
Sure. I mean,
That's why it's customary.
So, Mr. Chairman, while we are on this topic, in one words, Wumi stayed with Mohbad for 8 years because I did not believe that 10 years. You stayed with a man for good 8 years and you cannot even afford or try to convince him to do a court marriage. Yet you did.
If the man doesn't want
pregnancy.
If the man doesn't want to,
as a lady, I'm ashamed on your behalf.
No, please don't say that. If I am the man, I do not want under the act because I have my motive of marrying 4 wives. You can't compel me to go to court. It's either you are affirming like that or you are not. I said I'm not going to court because I know the intricacies of the two.
if you marry in the court, you can only marry one wife. That's
Exactly.
the thing.
Do you want to box me to one wife?
But custom, you can marry many. So some men will tell you, I only want to do
Except
tradition.
you want to do
I don't want to
mama.
go that
Baby
route.
mama, we don't have to do any customary or act. Just born for me. That's baby mama. But if you want to
I
marry,
love
you
that your
understand?
question.
But court marriage is good for women because that gives you a lot of rights. I mean, a lot of
That's
just like the British women, American women,
That's
all
why
of this
they
kind
are
of
going
right.
to-
You will have that full right.
Exactly.
But women don't have that full right now. Those are the things, and that's the mistake. And most women, I will encourage you guys to be going for
Don't say it's a
those kind
mistake.
of marriage.
If that is what Mohbad wants, it's not a mistake. It's the man that determines what kind of marriage he wants.
The two of them may not be aware. They may not be fully aware of it. I
That
mean,
is not what Mohbad wants. Why are you talking like that? Mohbad is just a young guy. Is that what he wants?
Mohbad may not be ready to marry 4, 5 wives now.
So Mohbad was not ready for some things. That you people don't just know. You can't just make conclusion that is what Mohbad wants. What did he want?
What I'm saying is a man would decide the kind of marriage that he wants.
That boy is not ready for marriage. Let's say the truth. We know
No, I
this
mean,
young boy.
That's what I'm saying. It was a everything
it
they
was
did
a
right.
mistake.
That was a
Everything
shortest.
tied
That was
up.
a shortcut. It was shortcut.
It was shortcut. This thing was planned.
He was
He didn't marry. Small boy that just starting life. Is he married?
No.
And a
We are
musician
just
for that
How many
matter.
musicians married in his age?
For where God will bless you.
David
God
don't get
will
money
bless you.
pass where we self. We don't agree marry.
You green man, not be baby mama that they do up and down.
wait, gentlemen. We are just.
Sir, we should not bring that kind of issue. They are recording it. We should not be bringing that type of narrative. No way. Mama was
You
not
don't know
ready for that.
you don't know they are streaming. People streaming on YouTube, on Facebook, on
Streaming, they are
YouTube.
recording.
They are streaming here. Plenty.
You say that
Oh,
we should
so we
not
are
be
on record, eh?
You
don't know. Chairman, you don't know.
See you. We are on YouTube,
Anyway,
Facebook, everywhere like this.
Chairman.
Instagram.
Listen. Whatever we are saying, we are just looking at the law.
We don't look at things like that.
We are
can
looking at
change the story.
Oh yeah, I think
We are looking at the laws, we are looking at the customs, we are looking at the acts in Nigeria that governs the country, that covers kingdom versus kingdoms. Okay? That's what we are looking at it generally. So it's not skewed to one person, it's not skewed to Mohbad, it's not skewed to anyone. It's just
speaking generally speaking.
General discussion around customs, marriages.
Chairman isn't aware they are recording him.
And that's why
Chairman,
a lot of women.
You came up, you were saying, don't insult them. They want online, they want to do this. Maybe when they see they cannot stand the questions, they run away and they started insulting you.
That's why I said I love
They started insulting you now. You will come, they rescue them. They don't finish you down there.
Me? Is it me?
Yes, now Tumba, you rescue them, make you no fire them. They don't go down, they finish you now. They don't fire you with insult. They even don't open new page for you.
It don't matter. They don't even care about that. They're free to do whatever they want to
Just
do.
point it to me, please.
Good morning, everybody.
Just point it to me, okay?
We don't care, though.
Somebody is here. Somebody is talking.
Yeah,
Let's
good
hear.
morning, everybody. Yeah, I just want to chip in something. I think marrying young is not a blame to anyone. It's a decision by anybody. I might decide to marry at 22 or 23. I should not be seen as being forced into that marriage. As long as you are above 21, you can take a decision on the next part of your life. So Mohbad marrying at either 25 is not too young for him. He may decide not to be probably like Davido and others who have several baby mamas and they cannot control it anymore.
Senator,
Hold on, please. Let me just slam before you. Hold on, please. Hold on, man. So I think we should respect him in his deaths. That he has taken this decision. It may not work for him. It might have worked for him. If he didn't die, we may not have known all this that are happening. And a lot of these things that happened to Mohbad are happening in many homes. And people are quiet about it. For me, I just feel it's a lesson for every one of us that analyzing this issue. And what is the lesson? A lot of our women out there today are even in customary marriage as we speak. Exactly. And they should be taking a lesson from this to either rectify what lapses Wunmi is facing right now, doing customary marriage, or they should face the consequence in the future. Like I said, even our parents, 80% of our parents did customary. Yeah. I can bet that if I ask my mom, where is the marriage certificate he did to my dad, she can't produce it. Because all what they did then through our custom is for both families to come together and a dowry is being paid and they are assumed to be married. So for us going forward, our ladies right here, and for us who have daughters, we should start looking at our laws. Do we want to follow the customary law or want to follow the court aspect of it so as to legalize whatever comes out of inheritance sharing? So that's my opinion for now. Thank you, sir.
I will disagree with you on that. The Senator, I will disagree in the sense that the customary law is there. The act is there. Whichever one you want to follow. Don't discourage people from going customary. Why? What if their law is there because some people love that? It is for you to decide which one do you want to go for.
No, sir, you didn't get me. You didn't get me point. The point I'm talking about is hold on, sir.
There's nothing wrong with the customary marriage.
No, we have three types of marriage legally enacted in Nigeria, which is customary, Islamic, and court. I understand that. I'm talking about inheritance. Like now, if Wunmi, example, have done courts, there won't be issue of who should inherit either this or that. So I'm only just saying that if you do a customary law, a wedding, fine, it is legally. But when it comes to inheritance of your husband property, then the issue of a court or certificate will have to come in, and that will bring an issue for you. I'm only just advising the ladies that a lot of us did customary. And we didn't understand that when it comes to inheritance, the family of your husband will not decide that inheritance for you because it is not.
I'm sure they all understand that.
Senator, what I wanted to say to Senator, Chairman, is that particular marriage was decided and agreed upon by Mohbad. Okay, if you're telling ladies to make it seem as though Wunmi made a mistake by agreeing to customary, then for them to go for acts, then you are encouraging them to be gold diggers.
No.
Please, Chairman, I want to ask you a question, please. Senator, I want to ask you a question, I beg.
Okay.
Please, in a marriage, is it the woman that takes decisions, or that decide, or the man?
Break it down. You didn't ask well. I saying
I'm asking him a question. In customary marriage that Wunmi and Mohbad did, is it the woman that decides?
Don't let us mention Wunmi and Mohbad. Let's talk of customary.
Okay, customary marriage.
Yeah.
Is it the woman family and the woman that decide, or the men and the men family that decide?
Okay.
No,
my own answer is this.
Okay.
My own answer is this.
Chairman, wait. I want Senator Wade come make an answer.
Okay. I want to go with that.
All right, thank you.
Okay,
Oh,
I
no,
think,
go, I beg, stay,
I don't go walk.
abeg.
okay, no, Chairman, you can answer, and I don't mind
Okay,
learning from you also.
okay, let's learn.
Now, customarily, it is the bride, the wife, family that would determine when you should come, what you should bring, and when to consummate the marriage. All right? Customarily, the date comes from the bride's family and transferred to the, that's why you go for introduction, mommy, more, esoro, okay, joba enikewa, this is what you should bring, this is what you should bring. Okay, so it is not the husband that will tell the wife's family. We are talking of family that not forget the wife now. It is not the husband that will say, no, I'm coming next week. No. It is the family of the wife that say, okay, you guys should come these days. I will have informed my clans. This is what you should bring. This is what you should bring. So if you look at it from that angle, it is the bride's family that determines how the procedure should go.
That's a very good answer, sir. Now, in a sense, let's now take it to Mohbad's case.
Let's
It was mommy more. I just one last
What
one.
we should do is, if any of us here is
Let me
married.
finish. Let me talk.
I'm sorry.
1 minute, Mabinu. It's still learning. We are learning. And let's use a case study of Mohbad. In the way the dad narrated it, he said he went for mommy more, which is the first stage of customary marriage, right? Get to know the family of the bride and get to know the groom family, right?
That's what they told him to come and do.
Thank you.
Which is the first thing.
The first thing. And he got there, and the family of the bride letting you know that as a father that you are.
My people now washa. Now fans na the man be just greet to wahala just boss anyhow. You let don't say don't greet fans wahala just bust. My people now washa. Now fans na the man be just greet to wahala just boss anyhow. You let don't say don't greet fans wahala just bust. My people now washa. Now fans na the man be just greet to wahala just boss anyhow. You let don't say don't greet fans wahala just bust. My people now washa. Now fans na the man be just greet to wahala just bust anyhow.
And not engagement. So I don't know if he allow himself to be
My father would just.
Chairman, please.
Chairman, what do you think about that point that was raised by
No, I want to say something. Sorry. Wait, I want to say something. Senator.
Now,
There is a question I want to ask you. You say Wunmi is facing something. That if assuming he did remarry, you would be facing what he's facing now. What Wunmi is facing
I never said so. Sorry. I said in customary marriage, when it comes to inheritance, you have limitation. When it comes to inheritance.
Correct.
But when it comes to court marriage, when your husband dies, you have almost absolute.
You are the next of kin.
Right to it. So I said for Wunmi to have done customary without a court, that is why she's facing what she's facing today. So I said for the ladies.
So that is what I want to hear. What is she facing today?
No, it's in terms of right to inheritance of Mohbad.
She doesn't have
dragging inheritance with her.
No, she doesn't even have the right now. She doesn't have
That's
that.
what I'm saying, that if it is court, we wouldn't be discussing this.
I want to draw him back.
No, she doesn't have the right.
Because I shut it down immediately when he said it.
No, she doesn't have the right. The right belongs to the Ebi right now.
What are you saying?
If she has done court, would he be having this issue?
She did not do court, so let us stick with what she did.
No, you don't get what I'm saying. I said she didn't do court, and that's why she's facing what she's facing today. That my advice to ladies, how dare, is that
she's not facing anything.
Okay, fine. Don't want to argue. It's okay.
I mean, your advice to ladies. If you send, hold on, sorry, Senator.
We have not been dragging her for property, you know, right?
Senator, if you are saying that your advice to ladies is that they should prioritize acts marriage,
over custom.
then
That's
over
why I don't
custom.
agree. I don't
Then
agree
first
with
of
that.
all, then, then first of
I
all,
never said so. See, my brother.
hold on.
I never
First
said,
of all,
don't put words into my mouth.
first of all, you
Yeah.
try to you invade the right of a man to decide on the kind of marriage he wants. That's one. Two,
The families.
you encourage the ladies to be gold diggers and to put their eyes on the inheritance of a man instead of following exactly what the man wants
Let me make
So you
myself
can't make
clear. I
it look
use
like
myself
just
as
because
an
we
example.
settled for customs.
Okay,
then she
sir,
made a
let me make
mistake.
myself clear. Now, if I die,
Senator, please, can I ask you question? Please,
No,
can
hold
I
on
ask you
before you
question?
ask. Hold on, please. If I die in debt today, maybe mo jẹ gbèsè, and I died, will my family pay that my debt?
What kind of marriage do you? What kind of marriage?
No, hold on. Will my family pay my debt? Now, for me as a responsible man, and I want to protect the inheritance I'm leaving behind for my wife and my children. Let me assume I married a good woman. I shouldn't now allow anybody who don't know how I got those properties to now come from nowhere and start laying claim to it. Right? Now, for a man who wants his inheritance to be shared equally or among his wife and children, should also look at legal ways of doing it, because when you die intestate, number one, and number two, you did a customary marriage. If you die, whether you like it or not, your family will decide your inheritance, and they might say, okay, they're not going to give your wife or your kids anything, and there's nothing you're going to do.
Senator,
if you die, if you do customary, right, you can share your will before your death, and it will be binding.
If you die intestate.
Okay, if you die intestate and you are customarily married, it now behoves on the Olori Ebi, on the Ebi, to do the needful.
Good.
My
that
question is,
settled, but you can't go around with the narrative that just because
Can
police
you hear
settled
me?
for customary, then she made a mistake.
Can you hear me?
No, it's not.
Senator.
I don't want. No, it's not.
That is not fair.
Let's talk generally so that we all can learn.
Don't
We
let
don't
us.
base
That's
on
not
me
about
or
it.
You made a general statement. You made a general
I don't
inference.
want
You
you to
said,
condemn. I don't want you to condemn customary marriage.
yeah.
For those that want to.
No, I will not do. I did introduction. When I want to do my wedding, I did introduction, I did engagement, I did court.
Fine for you. Yes.
Yeah, you just said that the mistake that
Your
she
business
made
now.
was that she did not
Is your wish.
know about
You cannot force it to anybody.
I will never
It's your wish.
attack you, please.
No, don't let
I only
us
said
attack.
mine.
Please.
Mine.
Gentlemen, don't let us attack. Let's talk constructively.
Now you are free to say yours. That's mine.
I just want to ask question. I just want to ask question, Senator. You said Wunmi is passing through something. Okay, it's because of Baba say you should bring DNA test. You can use DNA test to take all the property now because you claim it belongs to your child.
See,
Because I don't believe that you say Wunmi is passing through something.
We're going to remove emotions and sentiments here.
You can
when it comes to DNA,
when you have your DNA, forget about.
No, hold on. See, let me. You ask a question. When it comes to DNA, in legal aspects, a father-in-law does not have rights to ask for a DNA.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Bring it out.
We're talking legally.
Now, Paparoni don't give you.
No, what Babamu can do is to compel the courts to ask her to do it. But the only people who can ask you to do DNA is the father of the child, or the mother, or the courts.
No.
There is no.
Bring
there
it
is no
out.
law.
Bring it out, Senator. In that law,
there is
bring
no
it
law in
out.
the law books.
Ma'am,
No.
There is
go to
no law because
You are lying.
that's why you just
who
went.
can
you
demand
quoted the law.
DNA in Nigeria court?
You
Just
quoted-
Google.
You are lying. You are lying.
No, it's not
You
about
are
Google.
lying.
You quoted the
I'm
law.
lying.
Okay?
I've only
There
said
is no.
Google it.
Me, I just
It's
want
not
to.
about googling.
Come,
Okay, it's
We are
not about
lying.
I say you are lying.
You
It's
just
not
made a point
possible.
right now and said
You are lying.
the father does
Thank
not
you.
The
have any
only,
right
the
to request
only, the reason I
for
come up
DNA.
is
Mayor,
tell Wunmi to do
wait.
DNA
Mayor,
test.
wait.
Nobody is dragging
Mayor,
property
wait.
with
Mayor,
Wunmi.
wait.
Okay.
There is no law.
Mayor,
There is no law
wait.
that prevents. There is no law that says that the family of the husband cannot ask, and there is no law that says that the family of the husband
No.
can
Crocodile.
ask. So there is no
Crocodile,
provision. So you
please.
can't say just
Make
because
we learn,
the law bends
Crocodile,
to
let me
us.
explain this to you, please. Chairman, let me explain this to him. See, let me tell you, if she did a legal marriage, like a court marriage, the family of the man does not have right to ask her for DNA. Do you get? But under customary marriage, The father and the family of that is Olori Ebi and the father of the child of the groom
Marriage is
has the
different.
right to ask the
Juristic
woman.
being. Hold on.
So that is what I know about this one.
No,
Yeah.
I am Inca. Hold on. No, I am Inca. Marriage is one thing. Juristic being is another thing. Every one of us, we are juristic being under the law. We are man and companies, juristic being that can sue and be sued. Now, if I marry under this is the purpose of education, please. Nobody should please get me right. Even if I marry under the custom, does that mean I do not have right under the law again as a citizen? I do. Now, this is where the customs and the law now have an interplay that can only be adjudicated by the court. If maybe I marry under the custom, and the custom of my husband now say, okay, if something happen, no, they have to throw me from the 20-story building down. I have the right under the law to go and protect myself. Say, my Lord, protect me. They want to throw me from up down. Then the law will now look at it. Why? Reason, motive. They will look at all of these things. The law can protect me as a citizen of a country under the law and say, no, don't throw him from 6th floor, throw him from 1 floor. So we need to have that interplay between law. Law governs every one of us. Law. So if something happens now and the custom wants to take his course, and the person now feel like, oh, no, I don't want to do custom. Approach the court. You can approach. Everybody also, individual, we have rights under the law. But you're not going to go and be quoting the custom marriage. No, it is now law. You are looking at this constitution. You are looking at the laws that governs human rights, right of this, right of that. Okay, so all of those things can be applied under the law of the country. So we need to understand that part, that the marriage is there, then the ground norm, which is the constitution and fundamental human rights, is also there. So the two can be applied. The two can be invoked by a knowledgeable person that wants to fight for his rights.
I'm sorry, I want to ask a question, right? If a man dies without probably contesting the paternity of his child, does that mean that he owns the child legally?
If a man dies without contesting the paternity of a child, does that mean that he owns the child legally?
Yes, sir.
Do you know that you can adopt a child and you own the child legally once you sign all necessary documents?
I know that for sure.
And that becomes your child, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so everything here is legality, consent and legality.
Exactly, that's all right.
Consent and legality. Once there is consent and legality, fine. But if there is anything that shows or any material facts that proving that there is a discontent, anything that can show it, for example, I'm not even sure if I'm the owner of this pregnancy, that has nullified the legality. It has nullified that legality. If there is any material fact that shows a bit of discontent, that has nullified that legality.
And that's why I said, if the man dies without contesting that paternity, does that mean he legally owns that child because he didn't contest it when he was alive?
If he didn't contest it alive and he died, and there is a material information in his demise, then the paternity can then be contested.
Who can contest it in that regard, sir?
The family.
The family. Is this one backed by law or is just your opinion?
Excuse me, you said?
I said, is this backed by law or is just your own opinion?
The family, father of the boy, is customary law. If they married to the customary law, then the family has a leverage.
Okay, so but if it is a court marriage, the family does not have right to contest the DNA, right?
I do not know
if
about
it is
that.
under the act. If it is under the act, then it's the next of kin that can take decision is the next of kin.
Which is the wife, I guess.
Okay?
Yeah, we are all
and two, we always mix this next of kin to be wife. My own next of kin is not my wife.
There's a sibling.
Under the act. My own, I
There
clearly
have to
stated
be compelling reason before the court. Anything is
yes. So it is not. Don't always say next of kin is the wife. Next of kin is the wife. No. Whoever the man has penciled down as his next of kin, whoever would take
any member of his family
next line action.
that has the local standing. Any member of the family,
even if I marry under the act,
has the local
act
standing.
does not necessarily. The act say next of kin. It didn't say wife. So I can choose who.
And there is no even law, especially in Nigeria. There's no law that legislates.
That
I don't
says
think next of kin is working in Nigeria as of today, sir.
yes, it's working. Oh, my brother.
Oh, okay.
There is no law that legislates such paternity issues in Nigeria, so it's still seen as family issues, because most marriages are either done, customarily,
Exactly.
customarily in the south. In the north, they use whatever Sharia.
I have to go now. Yeah, it works for
See, I think what I just feel is they need to test this issue of DNA in court to put matter to rest. Probably if the court can help decide who should have right to ask for DNA test. So that
are you technically saying without the court, women should not go do the DNA?
No. I'm not. I don't have issues with anybody doing DNA or not. I know DNA is issue of choice by anyone, but we are talking about consenting or using the legal means to say, hey, you're going to do this.
It's not just issue of choice; it's an issue to resolve a problem.
Yeah, in that regard, Papariano, I know you always say one thing, which I always respect you for.
It's not choice; it's mandatory.
You always said that the police are the investigating officer here. So if they feel that this DNA is going to help them.
No. In their case, there are two routes. But in the side of the police, if they feel they can go, they can do it. But we're talking about in the side of the family. In the side of the family, the woman who is married customarily is supposed to cooperate with the family.
And what if it's not cooperating? What can I do?
What we are saying, that's where things go wrong. We've not seen this kind of things before. Then
exactly.
They have to go to customary court. We have customary court.
Good. That's why I said court.
What we are saying is this: it's not supposed to get to that extent, and that's where people who are supporting her. This is not a good example for the society. That if someone who has culture in the family where the father is there, the mother is there, and such a thing is happening, and they cannot even advise her, they cannot resolve her. By standard, the families are supposed to sit down and resolve these things. Not even something that's supposed to come out in the media there. But just because women family itself, it's not organized.
You know that we have an antecedent to this. You know that when Abiola died, they conducted DNA for all the kids.
Abiola, there was a will. There was a will in Abiola.
Oh, okay.
Abiola stated it. He stated it. Yes. So you can just Google it right now.
Senator.
I want to say something.
Senator, my own thing will be this: that let's leave law. Let's put law aside. We understand the law. We have treated the laws, right? Let's put it aside.
Right.
Now we are looking at morality. Okay? Let's look at morality now. I'm accusing you of something. Senator, I'm accusing you. And you have something that you can use to prove that my accusation were baseless. I'm asking you, Senator, in that situation, I am accusing you of wrong thing, or I'm accusing you of something, but you have something that you can use at your disposal to prove to me that I am wrong with my accusation. What would you do in that scenario as a person? This
Okay,
is
now
moral now.
let me
We're not
put it
talking
right.
legal now.
Let me put it right. If you call me a thief,
Yeah,
that I'm a thief,
yeah.
I have two options. Either to tell you to prove that I'm a thief, because he that allege must show proof.
No, I said
But
don't go to law.
no.
Now.
I understand. I'm losing. I said I have two options.
Yeah.
That if you call me a thief, you have to prove that I'm a thief. But if I want to probably disgrace you and prove that you are wrong, I will not show you a cause that I'm not a thief. So it's two sides of it.
It's two-way.
Example now. If I'm a family man as I am, and Hasada come and said that, do you know that your child you are carrying is a bastard child? You know, that's an allegation. If I have a doubt with my wife, I can secretly go for DNA to do it. If I trust my wife, I might take that person as just a rabble-riser. That's just for me.
Okay, Senator, let's look at this with the analogy of the thief that you mentioned. If I accuse you that you have stolen something and this thing is in your room, okay, to prove yourself, maybe yes or no, would you okay, come and search my room if you think it's there? Will you give me that right? To disgrace me at the end of the day, will you give me that right?
If I know I truly did it, I won't give you that access.
Okay, but if you know that you didn't do it, you give me.
If I know you didn't do it, I will ask you to come in and check.
Thank you so much.
But I will put a clause that what if you don't find it? What is going to happen?
Then I can tell you, kill me at the end of the day. Yes, you can put a clause, but at least you still give me access to come and check, and you put a clause, right?
Because this thing we are saying,
that's fine. That is okay.
Allow everybody to allege. It becomes so indiscriminate. I can just say, Paparano, today, do you know your family are mad? I'm sure he will not say, okay, come on, let me go and do tests for my family to prove we are not mad. He will take it up with me. You understand? We can't just allow anybody to just come with allegation because we want to talk on moral aspects. You can't say my whole plans are
course,
mad.
you have to look at the.
That I should go and prove that we are not mad.
You have to look at the weight of. There are some allegations that you just disprove by a wave of hand and say, "Get out." Sure, you know, it's not everything that you're going to.
No. Senator, you're having it wrong. Okay, what we are saying is the local standing matters. If a member of my family who understand the nature of my family, the condition of my family, comes and tell me something about my family, who is part of that family, I'll take him more serious. But an outsider, in this particular case, we, the outsiders, we are pointing to that direction. Okay, we are not directly saying we are not the one having case with Wunmi. We see that yes, there is a need. We are trying to resolve problem for the Aloba family, which Wunmi belongs to, and which she saw the woman, and which she herself she came to the public. I mean, looking helpless. Okay, so we came in suggesting that some different steps be taken, I mean, which is going to help for the ongoing case, and which the father of the deceased has taken that step. The father of the deceased is in that position. It's not discriminating, okay, for the father of the deceased to ask, I mean, for such. It's within the family. If it was maybe someone from just an outsider, maybe you may want to see it that way. So I mean that balance your notion.
I think probably maybe because they brought it to the social media, I think that escalated the whole thing and make it more complicated. If they call the family meeting and say, hey, this is what our family wants. If you don't do it, we're gonna denounce you as the wife of our dead child. I
don't think it really
needs. Senator, that is the more reason the person has to do it, because the person doesn't need disgrace. I don't know if you understand, so that you bring shame on those people that are claiming wrong thing.
No, because there was a time when I listened to Baba. Baba once said that he's not doubting the paternity of his grandson, but this is what Nigeria wants. I think at that time Baba was not being managed well to know what to say right, because that comment alone, that I am not doubting it, but Nigerians said they want DNA. I think that is where he's serving to the hands of probably the Wunmi lawyer. That okay, if Nigeria had one that wants DNA, that they don't have local standing in this case, because Nigerians cannot ask me to go and do DNA for my own child. It is my family that can ask me to do it, not Nigerians, not outsiders who don't have any direct cause. Okay, if I don't do it, how will it affect the Nigerians who are asking? You understand?
No. This is the thing. Again, that is wrong. You know, the thing is this, right? I mean, people say so many things, but you, as a reasonable person, you act reasonably in such a way that something does not affect you. I mean, in the best interest of that child, it doesn't matter whatever anybody says, because if the public view is going to affect that child, she has to act reasonably for the future of that child. Okay, and the public who is demanding for it, I mean, look at the reasons for which the public is demanding for it. And for the father might not have seen things. Nobody knows everything. The father might not have seen things to that direction, probably because his son just passed, so he wouldn't have known what happened, the orchestration. But social media, who is very big in size, had quickly figured out that there are some things that are lacking somewhere, and they put it up to him, and he find a reason with that, and then he pushed on. He pushed in that. So I think, irrespective of how it started, okay, as long as it has become a contending issue that may likely affect the life of that young baby, as a good mother, she should act reasonably, and that is by proving to the whole world that you guys are wrong, okay, and especially to the father who is standing to affirm that, who is standing to confirm that that is the father of the deceased, to prove to that family that I am not what the public is thinking of me, okay? Because the father will not just get convinced one day. They should trust her. In fact, for the father to even side with the public, it should be a shame on her that they don't even trust her. In some family, if the father of the deceased trusts her so much, no matter what the public says, they will not ask her. They will not ask. Do you believe so?
I agree with you.
Yes, but the fact that the father was still able to make that step as a woman, okay, and that is even her firstborn, she should act reasonably by just succumbing to it. I mean, you understand how our society is built here. Okay.
Okay, now, sir, let me just ask this last question. If the all of us here who represents the society, we said, Paparano, from the way you are looking at your son, it doesn't look like your son. Do you have any reason to prove us wrong, or you think it's a family issue?
If all of you here are saying my son doesn't look like me, is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I mean, if you're saying my son doesn't look like me, I'm going to be asking you different questions. I mean, for example, what did you see? What did you see that makes you say my son doesn't look like me? Let me say we are in the conversation, just for conversational sake. Go on.
Okay, now, like, probably let's assume that probably the child look like
very big, or maybe whatever.
Like the child look like the mom, and not a good resemblance of you, which is normal. Sometimes our child may not look like the father, and take probably from the mother's side. So we now said, Paparano, your supporters felt this child does not look like you, and we are thinking and having that assurance that this child must be somebody else's child. You need to prove us wrong or right, or you think you trust your wife and you're not going to do it.
You see, again, as I said, just wait, let me quickly finish. Yeah, the reason is what matters, okay? If the reason is meaningless, if the reason is miscellaneous, I'm not going to bother myself. But if the reason is, let me say, if it is huge enough that it may affect me if I don't do it, I'm going to jump on it. For example, in this particular case, we have a death. Okay, we're not just walking to Wumi. Imagine that Mohbad did not die, Mohbad is still alive, and we just walk to Wumi and be saying, do DNA for baby Liam. I mean, we would have been seen as stupid people.
Good.
Right? I mean, that is up to Mohbad. Mohbad is alive, is there. But right now, Mohbad is just helpless. It's no way. I mean, it's our celebrity. I mean, we are the fan, and we want the best for him. And that is how that's why we are acting reasonably as reasonable people and asking reasonable questions. Go on, Aristocrat.
Just to buttress that a bit, the man, which is Mohbad's father, has had some stories or some tales of Wumi's strings of promiscuity.
Let Aristocrat come in here. Let Aristocrat come in here. Go on, Aristocrat.
Okay.
Are you there? Or I've said what you wanted to say?
Yeah. This is what I just want to add. I will use the example you used now. The first question you need to ask is it just based on the public saying the child do not look like the father? In the case of that, the example you just gave now, you need to look at some inherent reasons. Number one, my son do not look like me, and this is